Hi guys, this is Emnel, and we are back playing Imperator Rome. Last episode we declared war on Etruria. Now, let's talk about different things. You can take a look at this and see quite a lot about our enemies. So, for example, they only have one military idea, the one that recovers morale, so they, by that alone, they are minus 10% against our morale. We can also take a look at their capital province and see that they do not indeed have a surplus of iron, which means that we have 10% advantage in discipline for our heavy units. We can see they have 18 cohorts. We don't see any of those, but some may be in Sardinia. Now, we are on a pretty short leash here, but there is a reason to this madness. We will be able to overpower them pretty quickly, even with splitting our units, because we will want to split our units. Let's switch to the supply map mode. So as you can see, half of this army fits everywhere, right? Full army, not so much. So, and attrition is pain in this game. So always keep in mind the attrition. So we will be able to get in and out of Dodge pretty easily. Now, another important thing to consider is the forts. They produce zone of control. There are a number of rules how they work, but so we'll get to the edge cases once we encounter them. But basically, if you get into a zone of control of the fort, you can either go to the fort or go back where you came from. So if we move from Urina to Rusle, I think that's Russell, we can either go to Vatluna or back to Urina, and that's it. So as you can imagine, we cannot move past, so this is out of our reach for now. Okay, so let's check one more thing. There is a forced march movement here. You may know it from E4, but interesting part here is that you don't have to pay military power for it. It will increase your weight, so it will be more difficult. It will be harsher on you. The attrition will be harsher on you. So let's take a look. If we seem to be still okay on attrition. So let's assign a commander. This guy is not very... Okay, he's decent, but problem with him is he is not very loyal, which may come to bite us. He's, let's see, stubborn, good nature, that's okay. His arrogance. So this is this guy is from our faction, but this doesn't really matter. It's good to, for example, use our main leader, because well, he will not be as problematic. Also, winning battles will increase his popularity. We would also want, I think, this guy. I don't see him. Okay, where's the... Pretty sure we should be able to... he's a sensor. Alright, so the thing about sensor, he will increase the power of the faction he is a part of when he is a sensor. That's what this Senate influence means. To take a look here, support for military faction changes by 1.4 each month due to him being his 7 oratory skill and him being here. If we take a look at this guy, it only changes by 3. Because he has 3 of those. It's always pain in the ass if you get like a populist leader with bloody 12 oratory power or something, because they get it, theirs is doubled. So, yep, pretty annoying. Also, as you can see, leader's corruption will influence that, which is why we have gotten ways of dealing with that. Now, let's take a look at the army screen. As for armies, let's just use our guy for now. Because we won't be able to switch them on the fly, but well enough. So we are going to split those armies. We are going to increase to force march them and rush them here. Maybe we'll find some enemy armies on the way. As for the rest, we are going to split them into smaller groups, and once we move, those other armies will follow and siege things down. Keep in mind that this is not explained here, but well, okay, we'll get back to that. Now, for the army, let's take this army. We have primary cohorts, secondary cohorts, and flanking cohorts. So this is what will be in the center of our line. This is what will be, if there's enough people, this is what will be on the sides, and this is what's gonna be on the far edges. This is a decent way to go about it. If you have archers and whatnot, then archers take more moral damage. They do quite a decent, as you can see, they're decent against most troops, specifically they're doing well against light infantry. And while moral damage taken is increased is problematic, it also helps them not lose that many men, because, well, they break before they die, basically, which makes them good skirmishers as a primary cohort. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but the more important thing is this. What type of tactic are we going to use? Tactics are on work on the extended rock, paper, scissor kind of thing. So this part is less important than this part. So if we have a shock action, if we are fighting against envelopment or Padma Viha, we gain bonuses. If we fight against phalanx or bottleneck, we are getting penalties, and those penalties are pretty significant. As you can see, shock isn't really great around here, because this is, as you can probably imagine, limited to Indian troops, and this is limited for the most part to Greeks and whatnot. So, I mean, so this is fine, but this not so much. This, however, is very popular. So bottleneck is the shock is very popular for enemies. We are good at bottleneck, so we may try to use bottleneck here. They could be using skirmishing, but with heavy infantry tactics, it's unlikely. The minus 10% is true across the board. All this does, it's dependent on your army composition, basically is the bonus. So if you are using the one that matches, that's good, but it's more important not to get countered than to be really good at it. But I think we can aim for both in this case. And you may also want to take a look at what enemy is using. If, for example, your first battle didn't go well, you can adjust. Okay, I think that's it for now. Yeah, pretty sure. So we do have what, four navies. We will want to get Sardinia, and we may take a risk at a bad event just to do it, and by getting two more triumphs. Okay, how many triumphs you guys have? We don't have any. Okay, so let's move you here to scout and see how many troops they have there. If there are, not many troops, we could ferry quite a few of ours there to basically siege it before they reinforce. But I mean, they may spam quite a few troops there. Okay, let's unpause and slowly advance. Our allies should be coming once they regain their morale. Okay, so they are building things up. Okay, we have a sun, that doesn't really matter. Sadly, they will be able to arrange things there. Okay, so they don't have morale. As you can see, we cannot move here because we are behind the fort. Which makes besieging both things at once a pretty bad idea. This is hills, so this is a difficult terrain, and normally, this is a simple terrain map mode. So this is farmland, this is plains, this is hills. Most of the things are here are one of those. There are some mountains and some forests too. But normally, if we were sitting on this province, let's say, and we were attacked, attackers get -1 penalty. That's good. But when there is a fort and you are besieging a fort, you will get penalties as the attacker when you are being attacked. So not so great. Okay, let's move you in here. I think we'll leave sieging this to our allies. Or should we? I mean, they are in no position to fight quite yet, so let's actually take advantage of it. This one will be taken by the enemy. Okay, so you are moving here. You are moving here, you are moving here. And you, I think, so we're trying to take this. So this. Okay, wait. Okay, so we want this, deselect this, deselect this, deselect, and I guess we haven't taken this. There we go. And we'll have to keep a close look at them, because that's a lot of troops. They're building up pretty quickly. They do have a lot of manpower and a decent treasury and a decent balance, so they're in a decent shape. Yeah, we want, once we reach that, we want to disable movement for 2 reasons. First of all, as you can see here, it will increase our attrition by 50%, which literally isn't mentioned here at all. It's just army weight modifier. And secondly, when we are in a forced march, we cannot recover morale, and we want to recover morale. Alright, and this has been captured because it borders a fort of our own, which is not this one, this one, which also has its zone of control, and that's another thing that zone of control does. If a fort is not being besieged, it will be capturing things around itself. Which reminds me, I mean, we don't really care about capturing this. We'll be sitting there anyway. We'll be waiting for the reinforcements. Okay, they're building up those, and our allies only now start to move. Okay, now we once again are being asked to get the cell infantry discipline. I don't think we want to again. Let's for now disable this, block the surplus so we don't accidentally click it. So let's cancel that, and we are going to accept. What are you saying? Wood. Yeah, definitely. We're gonna sell some wood. Okay, so they are building up a little bit there, some light infantry. So yeah, I think we should focus on this here. Try to siege down those forts. Sadly, as I think mentioned, they have italic trade. Oh, this is bad. So as you can see, plus 40%, which means that every single tick of this will take 40% more, which is pretty annoying. It is made of plus 15 from Italic traditions. They have the same that we do. Right here, plus 15, and another is from the fact that they have not marble, stone, there it is. They have local stone, which gives them 25 for defense, which is pretty annoying, but oh well. Actually, I actually don't know. Will we? Let's see. Which one provides stone? Livestock. Are you importing stone? Yeah. Okay. We're importing stone from Carthage. Okay, so of course we don't want any of those armies here to actually fight. And so this one is next to, okay, where do we want them? So, if we put them here, they will be easily attacked. But it will be easier for us to reinforce this, so, this or that. Yeah, let's put them here for now. And they should be there. So that's basically you definitely don't want to siege. So the first level fort needs 5,000, second 10,000, and so on and so forth. You definitely don't want to put too many. It's better to keep them keep them at arm's reach. Here in this whole area, the supply is very plentiful, right? So fighting with such huge stacks like 12, 20 or so is maybe easy, but once you get to less civilized areas, it may be pretty bad, because if we take a look at here, supply is 7. It's a city, which, okay, city population, so there are three pops, and then there is a civilization value, 21%. While here, for example, it's 24, because higher pop and much higher civilization value, which is basically twice this number when it comes to the supply limit bonus. Okay, they are moving in here with 6k, so we need to keep an eye on those guys. Specifically remember that they don't have a general here. Another problem is that those allies of ours will probably produce excessive amounts of attrition around here, which is never good. Alright, and we are being attacked there, but that's okay. Now, invention. Sadly, there isn't anything that can actually help us fight here. I mean, moral recovery would be alright, but we are strapped for cash. For now, we don't produce much when it comes to... we don't get much from commerce. But also our bonus isn't that big, which so base-wise, it's pretty. It will be higher increase later on once we get more commerce. We'll get more commerce once we win this war. So yeah, there's that. I think we can definitely cut down on fort maintenance. It's not a lot, but yeah, it's unlikely, like in our current situation, that we are going to be besieged. Let's actually consider scrapping some forts. Okay, yeah. I mean, this fort in Day is kind of pointless. We don't need a second one, so that's a way to save some money. This one is on farmlands, blocks away inland. This one holds... oh, actually, this is the only one we have, right? Yeah, so we have 3, including the. Oh, we have 1 here. Yeah, this one we want to keep. It's yeah. Without it, it will be difficult to fight with some knights later on. So that should help us with this, and I'm not gonna recruit, try and discipline that really. I mean, we could get tech speed, but I think we'll go for income for now. Also, like, Omen power, always good. Alright, so there will be a combat, and it says that it will be pretty equal. So we have a better commander, which with 9 in military skill, but we will be fighting in the let's show a province in the hills, which basically equals that out. We will have actually more troops, so yeah, we should be good here. And we have a stronger army, turn the inhabitants. Yeah, those don't trust those indicators too much, because they I'll show you later, but sometimes like a easy win will be seen as loss, and yeah, we'll discuss them once real issues emerge. Okay, so now all of them are going here. Yeah, this is gonna be a big battle. Some of them are going to arrive pretty soon, so let's get those guys and march them back here. Actually, we are going to wait till some of them are locked in. I'm not sure if they are. They should show, hopefully, because we kind of want that battle. Okay, let's go. Okay, that's so that was a weird glitch, because when they are halfway through, this should we'll see on this. Once you are halfway through from one province to another, you cannot cancel the movement. Now I would be able to, and now I can't. Okay, so let's group up those and actually move one of the subunits there, just to make sure. Another one I think I will actually drop there. Sadly, we won't be able to besiege this fort with only 4 people. We need like 6 at least, because 5 and then account for attrition. But well, we'll at least get around. Actually, let's scout where those guys are first. Okay, we should get there soon enough. Okay, let's take a look. First of all, we want to disable this force march. The fact that there is no commander here doesn't really matter. Actually, this guy is leading, not us, which is actually pretty good, because we were countered in picking the tactics, I believe. Let's see. Yep, that's BattleNet is being counted, so good for them. Now, let's take a look. So our archers, as you can see, are here, and our principes haven't really entered combat. We only have 3k of those, or they were driven out. That's unlikely. Okay, now they are coming. Okay, and they actually moved out, which means that we want to back off, turn this off, move back here to support this whole thing. I don't see any enemies there, so I'm not sure where they are, where they put the. Oh, we can probably block their ports to disable some of their income. They are pretty deep themselves, and as you can see, we are getting a bit better. As we get this, what is it? Some olives and a pretty rich province too. So yeah, that should help us and help them as well. And we were victorious. Only shows. Okay, now if we put here, As you can see, hardly any losses for our heavy infantry, a little bit for the archers, but we inflicted not huge casualties, but yeah, the losses, we pushed them out. Important thing to note for other products gameplay is the fact that morale replenishes very slowly compared to other games, so keep that in mind. Now, the tick will be only at the end of month, so we can safely get out of there. I think. When are we gonna be out? Supply, blah blah blah. Am I looking at it wrong? Oh, there it is. No? Oh, there it is. Like, hidden under. 23rd of May. Okay, so we'll be actually in the day, and we want to disable this in case some enemies arrived. So those guys will be out of here, out of action for quite a bit. Just okay, and the fact that oh, okay, well, our guy became deceitful. That's unlikely to be good. There is some corruption. Yep, monthly corruption. Well, good. We've taken this whole thing to reduce the corruption, so that will counteract it. There are some good benefits though, right? Oh, additional finesse. That's actually pretty working out great for us, because 1 more point of finesse gets us to 10, which divided by 2 gives us 5 instead of 4. Like, for example, here martial is 7, which again gives us additional 3. And finesse is, or rather civic power that it provides, is very important in this case. We'll get to what other benefits finesse and things like that provide us. Actually, let's talk about it now, because soon enough we will change the guide. So this is a province map mode, and provinces are grouped into regions. So we have Magna Graecia, we have Italia, Illyria, Raetia, yada, provinces, or regions actually. So each region has a single governor. Governor of your capital region is always your ruler. In this case, this guy. We cannot replace him. So you cannot change the governor of your capital province. Now, this governor is going to, if we get back, so he's going to affect all the provinces that we own in this region, and each province is its own thing, and can have different focuses. This one is focused on acquisition of wealth, which will get us and the governor a bit more wealthy. This one, on the other hand, is something else entirely, which is cultural assimilation. It will provide us a pretty decent chance of turning not main pops into our main pops, in this case into little Romans. As you can see here, Publius Sempronius Sophus is responsible for converting 5 pops in total. If we take a look at here, you can see that we have 3 Hellenic Etruscans and 2 Hellenic Romans. So 2 of them have been Etruscans a while back. So 1 Hellenic Roman Etruscan, yeah. So we basically want to turn Etruscans into Romans. If you take a look at here, it's not so bad. Like, the difference, like, this is 65 happiness and they get 55. But you can see here there's that minus 0.3 from aggressive expansion. As you can see, each point of aggressive expansion will, well, this is actually like not displaying properly, but because I guess it ticked down but didn't update here. Well, doesn't matter. Basically, each point of aggressive expansion means 0.5% penalty to the happiness of those units. And if we were to have 10 aggressive expansions, which we will, this would mean that this pop would be under 50. So unhappy pops create unrest, and unrest lowers the province loyalty, which leads to civil wars, which leads to losing the game, because civil wars are horrible, like actually deadly. Like if you think like that rebels will be anywhere, like there are far worse than civil wars in CK2. Let me say that. Okay, but that's a tangent. So, I want to just finish my point. Effectiveness of those policies is based on skills here. In this case, assimilation is based on his finesse. If you can read the great text, the finesse of your governor will increase the conversion chance. So, like governor with low finesse will be bad at it. Zeal is responsible for increasing, helping with religious conversion. And I think, I'm not 100% sure actually, but the numbers are inconclusive. But if we once again take a look at here, Publius Sempronius Sophus increases the loyalty of this province by 0.25%, 0.25, and I think it is at least partially due to his martial skill, but don't quote me on that. It seems on and off, so it may or may not be maybe due to prominence or something else, but it's not explained anywhere, so I'll have to, I'll try to take a look at it, and perhaps in one of the next episodes I will say that conclusively. Now let's pause for a few more moments while the sieges are going. So we'll get to siege mechanics once we get, but well, for now let's say they are just like EU4. And we are out of time. So next episode we're going to hopefully finish and win this war. We'll talk about aggressive expansion and why it's not a big deal as long as you have a similar culture. And we will try to start perhaps another war. We'll also do some naval landings, yada yada yada, and hopefully my voice will stop dying by the 30-minute mark. I guess the fact that I haven't done YouTube for 2 years is showing. Also, I haven't done YouTube for 2 years, so if you hear me stumbling through the words and whatnot, fear not, I will get less bad soon enough. Like, it's like riding a bike or something. Yeah. So, if you want to see more things like this and including my playthrough of some Monarchy and a recording of my multiplayer game as Semnonia, so as a migratory German tribe, which I will play on the embargo release on the 18th. So by the time you watch this, you are too late, you missed it. Then, well, subscribe. And you can throw a like on the previous video because, well, it will help people to find the videos if they need it. And I think that they should be very helpful for the new players. Anyway, that's it. See you tomorrow.